Well, we're in the middle of junking season, and no matter what, we got to get this yard cleaned up a little bit. So Van-Haulen is basically loaded with the entirety of a Ford Ranger. The awkward way. I get a lot of people that ask why I cut the Rangers down and take the rear off. It's because all of this really isn't worth fighting with for the number one. And so what I do is I cut it behind the cab, which gives me a jacking point to lift it. I pull it up onto the trailer, and then the rear axle and the springs I set aside as number one steel for later. The bed did not survive to get thrown onto the flatbed. It entirely just folded in half, but that is every single door, the hood, both pieces of rear frame, the cross member, and the rear bumper up there. Well, as always, as a YouTube comment, what do you think? What kind of poundage are we going to end up with? And what do you think we're going to get paid? And yes, the brake light sticking on is back. It's something to do with the wiring in the column. If I take all the plastic off, my brake lights work normally. Baka. Well, as you can see, the Ranger is off of there. The doors and everything are off. The kids and I survived. We had to drive a significant distance in order to be able to go junk this, which you guys know from a previous video that I titled Junkyard Apocalypse. And what did we get out of it? So we unloaded the trailer with the Ranger on it, which counted as prepared car. And that Ranger body with no doors on it was 2,440 pounds. And that's the reason why it didn't have the doors and the other stuff on it, was because I knew the trailer was going to squat. And as it is at that kind of weight, the bearings actually got really hot at one point. The trailer needs to be retired. We need to upgrade that at some point, but we already knew that. As far as the rest of the load that was on there, we ended up with 520 pounds on the bed. So the grand total of poundage that we hauled today was 2,960 pounds between me and my co-workers here. John actually did a lot of help with cutting everything up. And so our grand total for today was $179, but we probably burnt off about $20 using the plasma cutter, and we definitely burnt off about $30 worth of fuel and everything else. So it's a profit of only about 110, but it's profit. My very enthusiastic coworker would like to remind everybody, take care of your tails when tying things down. Also, I wanted to point out something that's interesting about these. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. Pretend this is the throw-over side, that we're on the other end of this ratchet strap. If you throw it over and then set it like that, and then set that down, you can grab the other side and pull it tight and do it one person. That's awesome. Okay, so the giant pile of plastic garbage went away at a cost of $42 because the bed was so decrepit and everything. I knew they were going to argue about the bed insert and everything else. So I just plain pulled the bed insert, threw every bit of plastic that needed cleaning up out of the yard into it. $42 later, that pile is gone. We've got our number one pile here, the rear axle, the springs and stuff. Yes, I know, I could have cut out the front end stuff, but then it wouldn't have sat good on the trailer. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices. So over here, I got to get the solar panels moved. My buddy Mark is going to go and take this so that he can use the engine potentially for another project. Right now, well, it's all rollered and everything should be good to go. Probably going to send him with the exhaust that originally came off the F-150 because, let's face it, that project is someday maybe could happen something or other at this point. Once this is gone, then I can pull these out of here. I can take that entire body and flip it over, pull it up onto the trailer, And then that'll let me have that I can load full of light iron and make a haul using that as my trailer. I've still got the center body chunk where we built Van-Haulen. We cut that chunk out of it. I've still got the center body chunk down there that I can load up with light iron, mix, whatever type stuff. And we've come to the conclusion that the Power Wheel stash just plain needs to go away. Everything on this one is brittle. Every time you touch it, something breaks. The gators were already folding in half before they sat in the sun for 5 years. That thing is junk. The original Power Wheel that we started the channel with, the motors are fried and they're getting hard to find. And the gas-powered Power Wheel body is literally nothing, just a set-on top shell. And so it's not even a Power Wheel at this point. And I think there's some more F-150 Power Wheel stuff and some sort of Jeep thing over there. That's going to end up going away too. I'm going to have to pay poundage on most of that. We'll see what that ends up costing me. Anyways. Hi, Jethro. Let's go dump some more trash. We gotta go get rid of 6 bags of cleanup trash. Ranger, gone. Jesse's truck, gone to a friend who's gonna use the engine out of it. John's club car shed / van body ghetto thing is now loaded on Van-Haulen. The body from here forward is loaded with light iron. We've got an old stove up there, the bumper that was on the van that built Van-Haulen. And for those that have followed the channel for many years, the blue truck is in a different location. We haven't decided to give up on it yet, but we have hit a reality point that we need to clean this area up and deal with a bunch of other stuff. So temporarily, it has been moved to a safe location. We'll get into that more later. But for now, cast your bets. What do you think for poundage? My guess is on the light side. We're just cleaning a yard. I'm going to bet 1,400, 1,600 pounds. I don't know. You guys leave me some comments. There we go. We're all unloaded, cashed out. Oh, by the way, we're at a new place we've never been. This is a really cool place. This is Daddy Daughter in Troy, Maine. But if you want to see how not worth my time to drive out here it is, look up Belfast, Maine to Troy, Maine and realize just how much gas I'm burning to clean my yard. Anyways, we hauled in a dead body filled with junk at 1,620 pounds for a grand total of $64. I think that'll probably be the end of this video. We're gonna go check out a few things on the way home and then roll back and start reorganizing to clean up some more of the junkyard. And yeah, thank you guys for following along and have a good day. Hey, John says you're not worth it because he's playing a game, but Jethro wants you to know, bye! Can you wave with your feet too? Earlier you were trying to do bye with all 4. No? Alright, bye!